Welcome back everyone. It's been a while since I've done an SCP video. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the whole thing by now. The SCP Foundation is a fictional group who catalogue and protect the Earth from strange and supernatural anomalies that might harm us. We thought it would be fun to look at items, both real and fictional, that the SCP would definitely want to investigate as being a supernatural threat to humanity. Let's see if you guys agree. My name is Danny Burke and this is the top 10 scary items that should be in the SCP Foundation. I also just want to give a quick shout out to Haley, our set manager who films all of our videos. It's her last day today, and in fact this is her last video after like 3 years. She's gonna come in right now. This is Haley. She's the one who films every single video, and yeah, I'm putting on a smile but I'm really sad. Now I have to start the video. Anyway, I want to see all of you guys in the comment section saying thank you to Haley. She is moving on to even more amazing things. Alright, starting off at number 10 now, we have the Book of the Dead. This is a cursed object from the Evil Dead franchise. It's known as the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. It has the power to harness a demon's ability to control the dead, as well as summon the demon itself. The spells on its pages are written in Sumerian, one of the oldest recorded human languages. It was written long ago by a group called the Dark Ones, who once ruled the Earth when the seas ran red with blood. It was this very blood that was used to fill the pages of the book. Legend says that the cover of the book is made from the flesh of humans who refused to obey the Dark Ones. Now because of this, the book itself is infused with evil. It bites, screams and attacks anyone who finds it, all at the bidding of the demons inside who want to devour human souls. Next up at number 9 now, we have Annabelle. Some of you guys may know Annabelle the doll from The Conjuring, others may know that's based on the real Raggedy Ann doll owned by paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. According to them, the doll had supernatural powers, and evil ones at that. They said a psychic medium had informed them that the doll was possessed by the spirit of a dead girl called Annabelle. The original owner was a student. Now her and her roommate apparently tried to nurture Annabelle and look after her. They felt bad for this girl's spirit trapped inside the doll. Pretty soon though, they realized that the doll's intentions were evil. They felt that Annabelle was malicious, perhaps twisted by her fate as possessing a doll now, and that their lives were in danger as long as they were around her. It was then that Ed and Lorraine Warren were contacted and they moved Annabelle to their Warren Occult Museum in New England. Moving on to number 8 now, we have the tape. The cursed tape that appears in The Ring is the driving force behind the movie's terrifying tale in both the Japanese version and the American remake. The general theme of both tapes is that anyone who watches the tape is cursed and has a week to copy the tape and show it to someone else, otherwise they will be killed by the ghost of the original owner of the tape. In the American version, the ghost is Samara. The tape consists of moments from her life, culminating in her death at the hands of her adoptive mother, Anna Morgan. Anna pushed Samara down a well where she spent 7 days trying to escape before finally dying. She used her Nensha powers to make the tape out of vengeance and a desire to be found. Moving on to number 7 now, we have the Lament configuration. This is a fictional lock puzzle that appears in a number of horror stories by Clive Barker. You may know him best for his writing of the Hellraiser movie series. It's a mechanical device that acts as a portal or a key to the door for another dimension or plane of existence. The solution to the puzzle is said to create a bridge that can cross this schism between our world and the world of the demons. Some people may describe it as hell. In the Hellbound Heart novella, Clive described the physical appearance of the Lament configuration. Its interior has brilliantly polished surfaces and was constructed so that the box would open and trip a musical mechanism. It was supposedly built to bring enchantment and endless sensual pleasure to all who possess it, when in reality the item is cursed. It's simply a tool for the demonic beings known as Cenobites to cross from their world and into ours. Moving on to number 6 now, we have Pennywise. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this one. Pennywise is the evil being that preys on children in Stephen King's horror novel It, and of course the 2 movies that were inspired by that. Pennywise is the clown version of the ancient cosmic evil known as It. After arriving on Earth, it would sleep for 27 to 30 years and then awaken to wreak chaos and feed, preferably on the taste of fear. In the 2017 adaptation, it awakens in the town of Derry every 27 years to feed on children before returning to hibernation. Now, because it feeds on fear, it needs to terrify the children to the greatest possible amount to maximize the fear. It also has the ability to influence memory and action, covering up and erasing the knowledge of its acts that would otherwise have exposed it. One notable way in which it does this is to cloak itself from the perception of adult human beings. This means that children are usually the only ones to see it, and when they grow up, they figure that the evil creature was just a figment of their imagination, and the whole cycle continues again. At the number 5 spot now, we have the DYBBUK box. This is a wine cabinet which is said to be haunted by a DYBBUK, a malicious spirit that can possess both humans and inanimate objects alike. It was first posted to eBay by Kevin Manis, who blamed the box for all the strange and paranormal events that kept happening in his life. According to the story, it had belonged to a survivor of the Holocaust who had purchased it from Spain before moving to the US. Kevin had bought it from an estate sale in 2001. When he learned of its history, he contacted the original owner's granddaughter and offered to give it to her, but she said her family wanted nothing to do with that box. She told him that the box had always been kept in her grandmother's sewing room and was never opened because DYBBUKs lived inside there. He opened the box and found 2 pennies from the 1920s, a lock of blonde hair, a lock of brown hair, a small statue engraved with the Hebrew word shalom, a small golden wine goblet, 1 dried rosebud, and a single candle holder with 4 octopus-shaped legs. Very strange. Many owners have described horrors happening to them. Kevin said he had nightmares shared with other previous owners. His mother had a stroke on the day he gave her the box as a present, and that was Halloween. Other owners described the smell of cat urine and jasmine around the box. One person said it caused the lights in their house to burn out and his hair to fall out. Others have described health problems such as hives, coughing up blood, or being covered head to toe in welts. The box is now owned by Zach Bagans, who keeps it in his haunted museum in Las Vegas. Moving on to number 4 now, we have Jumanji. How could I not include this one on the list? Jumanji is a cursed African game with supernatural powers that was the focal point of the 1995 classic movie. Its elaborate decorations intentionally attract young players. They soon find though that the game has a mind of its own. The board has the ability to create an African jungle-like reality in the player's own reality. It will not only summon the animals and the plants, but also characters that can help or hinder the player. It's designed for 2 players who use simple playing pieces and dice. They move their token along a squared path that starts in the deep jungle. The final space is simply titled Jumanji, a city of golden buildings and towers. Now, Jumanji dislikes being left alone and unplayed. If it is, it will start emitting a primal drumbeat to attract young players. Adults seem to be oblivious to this drumming. The only way to stop the terrors that befall the players of the game is to just finish the game itself. Otherwise, it's been suggested that the players will be trapped inside the game for all of eternity. Moving on to number 3 now, we have the One Ring. Lord of the Rings fans will know exactly why I put this item on the list. The One Ring is the cause of most, if not all, of the calamity that befalls the heroes of the Lord of the Rings series. In the story, it's one of the most powerful artifacts ever created in Middle-earth. It was made by the Dark Lord Sauron in the fires of Mount Doom in order to enhance his power and to control the other rings of power which had been given to the leaders of the elves, the dwarves, and the humans. Sauron poured his own soul into the ring to give it power. It worked, but in doing so, destroying the ring would mean damaging or destroying Sauron. When most beings put the ring on, they shift out of the physical realm and into the unseen realm. They immediately develop an obsessive attachment to the ring. It extends the lifespan of mortals to unnatural lengths. It would be no life though in our sense of the word. They would become nothing more than shells of their former selves, as demonstrated in the case of Gollum. Moving on to number 2 now, we have Death Note. This notebook is the namesake of the massively popular Japanese manga and anime series. The Black Notebook is supernatural and comes with instructions written inside, known as the Rules of the Death Note. When used correctly, it allows anyone to commit a murder that is untraceable. All they have to know is the person's face and to write their name down in the book. Soon enough, the intended target will meet a gruesome end. The notebook is possessed by Shinigami demons though, who gain years of their lives that are stolen from the victims of the Death Note. There are multiple death notes in the demon realm, and they occasionally drop them into our world in the hopes that humans will pick one up, use them to kill other humans, and thus extend their own lives. And finally at number 1 now, we have Voldemort's Horcruxes. Yes, I know this is technically more than one item, but I just wanted to include it, and it's my video, so yeah. Harry Potter fans will know that Horcruxes are objects in which a dark wizard or witch has hidden a fragment of their soul for the purpose of attaining immortality. The only way to do this is by committing the most horrific act to human dignity: murder. Now, because they are a literal piece of a person's soul, protective measures are usually put in place to either hide the Horcrux from public knowledge or to make it extremely difficult to get to and destroy. In the modern era, there has only ever been one person to successfully create more than one Horcrux: Voldemort. Nobody else would even dare attempt it. Creating a Horcrux dehumanizes the individual. The more of them they have, the less human they become, both physically and emotionally. They make the soul itself unstable and unable to move on into the afterlife when death finally catches up with them. Alright guys, that was another SCP video. I think it was pretty good because it's quite original. We do all these usual ones about like SCP-191, SCP-827. That can get old after a while, so this was our like different take on the whole SCP thing. Did you like it? Did you want a part 2? Has it inspired you to think of another SCP video we could do? As always, let me know in the comments section. Thanks for watching guys. As always, my name is Danny Burke, and I will see you all in the next one.